Okay. Um, okay, so today today I want to talk about discipline and consistency and why it's so important to have discipline and consistency. So let's start with discipline. The noun of discipline is doing what you know you should do instead of what you want to do, which basically means, for example, if I feel like playing a video game, I shouldn't play it. If I don't feel like exercising, I exercise. Discipline is so important because discipline allows you to make the correct action and the correct choices in life. Without discipline, you won't win in life. Without discipline, you're not going to succeed. You know why? Because discipline feels so boring. Discipline feels crap. But at the end of discipline is success. Think about that. Do you really want to be successful in life? Do you want to be the best? Do you want to feel the best? Do you want to do the best? Do you want to perform the best? Then have discipline. Without discipline, you're not going to be successful in life. Without discipline, there isn't. Most people, they live a very basic lifestyle, a basic salary, a basic job, a basic income. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with that. But great success. It's very hard and most people give up on it. For example, sometimes people, they want to open up a company and, make it successful and earn millions of money out of it. But you have to first invest. So you have to have the discipline to invest your money. And then you have to have the discipline to work towards your goal. And you have to have the discipline to put in effort. It's going to take time. It's going to be hard, but you need discipline. You need consistency. You need effort. There's no success without effort. There's no success without discipline. And there's no success without consistency. Most people, they give up before things even work out. Some people might invest money, but then the moment they try to start doing it, like, this is too much stress. So they give up because it feels stressful. Sometimes people want a fit body. I'm skinny. I have no muscles. I generally have no muscles. I'm weak. But, it takes time. You have to put in effort if you want to get there. And sometimes people, they might be training for months or even a year, and they feel like they look the same, and that's why they give up. You need discipline and you need patience in life, especially discipline. If you want to look fit, exercise even if you don't feel like doing it. If you want to be rich, invest your money and put in effort towards whatever you want to, do your business or career, whatever you want to do to earn a lot of money. You have to put in effort and you will get there. Discipline is only for winners. People who win in life, they have discipline. If you have no discipline, you're not going to win in life. If you have no discipline, there's no success in life. In life, you need discipline. You need to believe in yourself and you need to always do something no matter how you feel. This is discipline. The noun of discipline is doing what you know you should do instead of what you want to do. Most of the time, we do the opposite. I feel like playing a video game. Let me play a video game. I don't feel like exercising and I don't exercise. Then I'm sorry, do you really want success in life? Do you want discipline in life? I don't think you want it. If you truly want discipline in life and if you truly want success in life, you're not going to give up. You're going to keep going no matter how hard it is. And you're going to keep performing your best until you succeed. And this is discipline. Discipline takes time. Discipline is boring. Discipline is painful. Discipline is uncomfortable because you have to step out of your comfort zone. If you don't step out of your comfort zone, then you don't have discipline. When you step out of your comfort zone, you build discipline. I'll tell you why. Sometimes we live in our comfort zone. I'm comfortable with playing a video game. I'm comfortable with eating junk food. I'm comfortable in being in my room, watching a movie, watching a show. I'm so comfortable to do the easy things. I don't want to step out of my comfort zone. Hey, do you want growth then? I don't think you want growth. If you don't want to step out of your comfort zone, there is no growth. Listen to me. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, It may last for an hour, it may last for a month or even a year. And this is discipline. It feels uncomfortable at first, it feels painful. But remember that pain and effort equals sustained motivation, sustainable dopamine, improved emotional regulation, sharper focus, increased productivity, and increased energy. Boredom is a sign of healing. When you do enter the journey of discipline, you're going to feel bored, you're going to feel you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel uncomfortable, you're going to feel like there's no growth because discipline is boring. You know, when you have discipline, I can't eat junk food, I can't play video games, I can't, listen to music or listen to a lot of music or watch a lot of movies. I can't, watch inappropriate stuff online. I can't, go to the club. When you have discipline, you completely cut out any distraction or anything that's, not letting you focus in life. And you do things that will make you grow. A lot of people don't grow in life because they avoid the things that make them grow and they do the things that won't make you grow. For example, TikTok is a big platform, Instagram, YouTube, and some people spend the whole day, especially TikTok, some people spend the whole day scrolling on TikTok, watching boom, 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 boom. TikTok is probably making money out of it, but what are you making out of it? You're just doom scrolling, watching random videos that probably have no purpose in it, no education behind it, and it's just like a random meme or an entertainment video, and you're just like, you're not feeding your mind any knowledge. Your mind is just watching useless content. Are you really learning something? Are you really doing something with your life? Is this benefiting you in any way? You're just flooding your brain with dopamine, boom, 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 boom. When you're doom scrolling, this is known as instant gratification. Your dopamine goes way above your baseline, which makes a person feel crashed. And then it goes below. When it goes above your baseline, it's like, whoa, that feels great. And then it goes below your baseline, it makes a person feel crashed. I don't like that feeling. And then we ask ourselves, why do I have no motivation? Why do I have no energy? Why do I feel so crap? Why do I feel Why do I feel like nothing is working in my life? You need to understand how dopamine works. If you're constantly playing video games, if you're constantly watching porn, if you're constantly eating junk food, if you're constantly clubbing, if you're constantly chasing clout, if you're constantly doom scrolling, if you're constantly watching movie, if you constantly have earbuds and listening to music, if you're just constantly chasing comfort, if you're just constantly chasing dopamine and pleasure, then what you're doing is you're getting so much dopamine spike, you have so much input in your brain that it goes so below your baseline. It's always below your baseline that you never have the energy, you never have the motivation to even focus and even perform great in life because your dopamine is so low. Like, your dopamine isn't there, your motivation, your focus is all out of the window. Like, do you really want to win in life? Do you really want to focus in life? Do you want to be the best? Do you want to feel the best? Do you want to do the best? Step out of your comfort zone. Have confidence. Believe in yourself. Discipline. Have discipline, most importantly. If you have no discipline, you're not going to win in life. If you have no discipline, you're no one in life. From my experience, I'm talking from my experience. The way I've won in life, I won through discipline. I had to go through discipline to quit my porn addiction. I had to go through discipline to quit my bad diet. I had to go through discipline to quit my terrible lifestyle. I had to exercise even when I hated it. I had to eat healthy even when I was like, man, that's boring. I had to exercise, go outside, cycle, nature walks. That felt boring, and this is discipline. We most humans, they give up because discipline doesn't feel nice. Discipline is only for champions. Discipline is only for those who have the mindset. People who win in life, when people wake up in the morning, go outside, jog, cycle, they do it even though it feels uncomfortable. They say to themselves, I am the one, I am the one. I am going to win in life. I am going to be successful in life no matter what happens to me. Discipline is a tough journey. It's an obstacle, ups and downs. You have to push through those obstacles. You're not going to win in life if you don't push through those obstacles. Discipline takes time. Discipline takes commitment. Discipline takes effort. If you want to win in life, you have to have discipline and you have to believe in yourself. Now let's talk about consistency. Now we know why discipline is important. Discipline allows you to have confidence. Realistically talking, when you have discipline, you naturally build motivation and confidence. You know people, right? People say, I want to exercise, I want to have fitness, and I want to become the best. And guess what? They have no discipline in life. Give me a moment. Guess what? They have no discipline in life, and the only time they exercise or they execute goals or they try to do something with their life is if they feel motivated. But the moment that motivation fades away, they go back to their comfort zone, and again, nothing's really changing in their life. Discipline actually helps you build motivation, because at first discipline sucks. I don't feel like doing it. Why the hell am I doing it? When you actually do it, you start to see the beauty of discipline. And then slowly you start to see the progress of discipline. And then you see how discipline turns into great success. You see how discipline takes you somewhere in life. And that naturally builds motivation. So actually, you don't build more motivation based on you just wanting motivation randomly. You build more motivation if you actually have discipline. Discipline helps you build more motivation, and that motivation gives you more confidence. So the key to having more motivation is actually having discipline. Now let's talk about consistency. The noun of consistency is you are what you repeatedly do every single day. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. A habit takes time to build. A habit is something that you need to have effort for. A habit is something that you need to put in. You need to work hard for it. I'll give you an example. When you have discipline, it also comes with consistency is very important. For example, I jog for 30 minutes every single day. Just 30 minutes, one habit, every single day consistently for 30 minutes. If someone's goal is to lose weight and improve their cardiovascular system or aerobic endurance and look more fit, and they want to change for the best, they shouldn't start on crazy fitness challenge if they're not fit. Stick to one small habit every single day. Let's say this person is so unfit. He eats junk food. He eats the worst of the worst things. What should he do? Obviously, number one, have discipline. Number two, consistency. You know, like for example, exercise at least 15 to 30 minutes every single day. Jogging, push-ups, squats. Do something small every single day that requires movement. You know, if your diet is terrible, have something small to eat on the side every single day consistently. Even if it's 10 almonds, one boiled egg, a bit of vegetable, a bit of minced meat, mint chicken. You know, consistency takes you so far in life. Perfectionism doesn't. When you chase perfectionism, you always want things to be perfect. I want my lifestyle to be perfect. I want to feel perfect. Everything has to be perfect. People who chase a perfect lifestyle actually fail. People who are consistent, no matter what happens in life, they win in life. You're not a robot. You can't expect perfectionism. Perfectionism doesn't exist. Get the word of perfectionism out of the book. This will not fix your lifestyle. Perfectionism won't help anything in life. You need consistency. Just consistency every single day, and that helps build motivation as well. You know, once you see you've been consistent for 30 days on one small habit, you will feel like you're accomplished. 100%. If you've been struggling for a very long time to do a good habit, and you did one good habit like 30 minutes jogging every single day for 30 days in a row, 1 month, of course you're going to feel great. That's a sense of accomplishment. And that will give you a drive of motivation and passion to improve more. And this is how consistency works. With consistency, it's a moment where you do one small habit every single day, you put in the effort, and eventually you will have that success in life. But if you want that success in life, have discipline, have consistency, be patient, And if you have discipline and consistency, those two are very strong weapons. They can make you successful in life. But discipline, as I said, is boring. Consistency, once it starts to, how do you explain it? Sometimes because of discipline, we lack consistency. So they both link to each other. Without discipline, you naturally lack consistency, because when you have discipline, you will able to be consistent with a habit. When you have no discipline, there's no consistency in any habit. So discipline and consistency is so important. If you want to be consistent in life, you need to have discipline first. The noun of discipline is doing what you know you should do instead of what you want to do. Like, I feel like playing a video game, don't play a video game. I don't feel like exercising, you exercise. Now, there's nothing wrong with playing a video game, but realistically talking, between the both, what's a priority? Exercise is way more important than video games. Fix your priority, and discipline allows you to make mature choices. And then with discipline, naturally consistency follows with it. When you have discipline and you don't feel like exercising for like 15 to 30 minutes, jog every single day, you will do it because of discipline, and that leads to consistency. So they both link to each other. Consistency and discipline, very important skill. The noun of discipline is, what is the noun of discipline? No, the noun of consistency is you are what you repeatedly do, do every single day. Excellence is not an act but a habit. A habit happens when you act on that habit every single day, and no matter how you feel, through discipline. If you want to win in life, if you want to be the best, if you want to grow in life, believe in yourself, have confidence, love yourself. No one will stop you, I promise you. If you have discipline, if you have consistency, if you believe in yourself, if you love yourself, I promise you, the whole world can say you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, you're dumb. No one is going to support you. You're going to win in life because you have that love for yourself. You have that confidence in yourself. You know, positive thinking is very important. I think in my next stream, I'm going to talk about the effects of positive thinking versus negative thinking. I think that's a very interesting topic. Someone is watching my live. That one person who's watching, can you tell me in the chat, do you think positive thinking versus negative thinking is a very good topic? Do you think I should do that for my next stream? Yes or no? Please do let me know somehow if you do have chat available in your live video. Like, what do you think? Is the topic, the effect of positive thinking versus negative thinking, a good one? Should I do it for my next stream? Yes or no? If you can just please let me know in the live chat. If not, then I'll just continue talking. As I was saying, just have discipline, have consistency, have discipline, have consistency, love yourself, believe yourself, and I promise you, you will win in life. Life is a battle. Life is tough. It takes time to win in life, but you will win in life if you believe in yourself, no matter what happens in your life. Confidence, discipline, loving yourself, positive thinking, ignoring other people's opinion. I have so many topics to talk about. You know, positive thinking versus negative thinking on my next live stream. And then consistency over perfectionism on one of my streams. And then the systems of opinion, thought, belief, action. And maybe the systems of comfort zone, fear zone, learning zone, and growth zone. Like, I have so many things to talk about. Today's topic was just about, let's talk about discipline and consistency. And it's very important. That one person who's watching me, tell me, what have you learned from my live video today? And why do you think discipline is very important? Why do you think consistency is very important? And how do you think both of them, relate to each other? Like, how do you think both of them link to each other or works? If you want to let me know in the chat. I don't know if you have access to the chat. I assume you do probably have access to the chat. If not, then you ask yourself this question. Why is discipline important? Why is consistency important? And why should we never give up in life? Just believe in ourselves and have confidence. Discipline is boring. Discipline is hard. Discipline is uncomfortable. But ultimately, this is how you win in life. You will win in life if you have confidence, if you believe in yourself, if you love yourself, and if you perform at your best, you're definitely going to win in life. I'm going to end my live stream very soon, in about 2 minutes. So before I do, I just want to top it off. If you want to win in life, if you want to change in life, ask yourself this question. Is discipline present in your life? Are you worshipping your desires? Are you following your desires more than discipline? Or do you have more discipline? If you're following your desires more, if you're following your comfort and your pleasure more and you're chasing dopamine, then you don't have discipline because you follow whatever desire you have, which is called following your feelings and emotions. And this is called lack of discipline. If you find yourself avoiding the feeling of comfort, like when you feel comfortable, when you feel like doing something easy, you say no to yourself and you do the things that feel harder and challenging, and you actually challenge yourself to do that, then you have discipline, and that's a good thing. And if you do have discipline, keep that with your life. Discipline is the key to success. Discipline takes you so far out of your comfort zone. Discipline teaches you valuable skills. Discipline teaches you to never give up in life. Discipline teaches you that, hey, success isn't comfortable. You're going to have to go through hell. You're going to have to go through crap. You're going to have to go through so much hardship until you finally find that success. It's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. But that's the only way to win in life. If you want success in life, if you want to feel the best, if you want to perform the best, if you want to do the best, consistency, discipline, believing in yourself, stepping out of your comfort zone, just thinking positively about yourself, I promise you, you will win in life. But you have to have that belief, you have to have that discipline, and you have to have that consistency. Thank you so much for watching my live video. That's all I have to say today. The importance of discipline and consistency. I hope you've learned something from my video, and I hope it was a valuable lesson. I'm gonna stream tomorrow again, most likely. I think I'm gonna talk about the effects of thinking positively versus negative thoughts. I think I'm going to talk about that. That seems like a very interesting topic for a lot of people. For me, it is. I don't have a lot of deep knowledge, but I think I can shed a lot of knowledge from my experience. Thank you so much for watching my live. Until then, I'll see you guys in another day. Goodbye.